Hey guys, welcome back to Click Academics. In today's video, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to solve this exponential equation. So we have x times 256 to the power of x equals 1. Now what we're first going to do is we're going to get rid of this x on this side and move it to the other side. So how we're going to do that is we're going to divide both sides by x. So on the left side, these two would cancel out, so we would just have 256 to the power of x, and on the right side here, we have 1 over x. Now what we're going to do is we're going to power both sides to the 1 over x. So we're going to do 1 over x to the power of 1 over x and 256 to the power of x to the power of 1 over x. Now remember, if you have a to the power of b to the power of c, this is the same thing as a to the power of b times c. So right here we have 256 to the power of x to the power of 1 over x, right? Well, this would be the same thing as 256 to the power of x times 1 over x. Now x times 1 over x, this is equal to x over x, which is equal to 1. So this is equal to 256 to the power of 1, which is the same thing as just simply 256. So we have 256 equals 1 over x to the power of 1 over x. Now what we want to do is we want to convert this equation so that it's in the form a to the power of a equals b to the power of b. So we already have b to the power of b over here because 1 over x to the power of 1 over x, they're both the same. Now we want to convert 256 so that it's in the form a to the power of a. Well, 256, this is equal to 16 squared, right? Now 16, this is equal to 4 squared. So we have 4 squared to the power of 2. Now remember this property, if we have a to the power of b to the power of c, this is equal to a to the power of b times c. Well, 4 to the power of 2 to the power of 2, this would equal 4 to the power of 2 times 2. And 2 times 2 is 4, so this would be 4 to the power of 4. And as you can see, now this is in the form a to the power of a. So we're going to replace 256 with 4 to the power of 4. And this is still equal to 1 over x to the power of 1 over x. Now all we have to do is set a equal to b. So 4 is equal to 1 over x, because if a to the power of a equals b to the power of b, then a is obviously equal to b. Now if we multiply 4 with x, we get 4x equals 1, and if we divide both sides by 4, these two would cancel out, and we would get x equals 1 over 4. And this is our answer. Hey guys, welcome back to Click Academics. In today's video, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to solve this exponential equation. So we have x to the power of 3 minus x squared equals 100. Now, what we're first going to do is, as you can see, both of these terms have x in them, right? So the best thing to do is to factor out x with the highest degree, which in this case is 2. So we're going to factor out x squared. And that would help us simplify our equation by a lot. So if we factor out x squared, x to the power of 3 divided by x squared, well, that's x to the power of 3 minus 2, which is x, because x to the power of 1 is x, minus x squared divided by x squared is simply 1. So we have x squared times x minus 1, and this equals 100 still. Now what we're going to do is we're going to change 100 into 25 times 4. 100 is equal to 25 times 4. And this is still equal to x squared times x minus 1. Now, this gives us two equations. We would have x squared equals 25, and x minus 1 equals 4. Well, for x squared equals 25, if we do the square root on both sides, we would get, well, the square root of x squared is simply x equals, the square root of 25 is positive or negative 5. So as you can see, this is one solution, and x minus 1 equals 4. Well, we would add 1 on both sides, and if we do that, we get x, these two cancel out, equals 4 plus 1 is 5. However, as you can see, 5 is already one of our solutions. So this is just unnecessary. We already have this as a solution. So we have x equals 5 and negative 5. Now, why don't we plug these two into our equation and see if they are right? Let's first start with 5. So we would have 5 to the power of 3 minus 5 squared equals 100. Now, this would equal, well, 5 to the power of 3 is 125, and minus 5 squared is 25, and 125 minus 25 is 100. So 100 equals 100, and this is right, so 5 is a solution. Now, why don't we plug in negative 5? Plugging in negative 5, we would get negative 5 in parentheses to the power of 3 minus negative 5 to the power of 2 equals 100. Now, negative 5 to the power of 3, well, a negative to the power of an odd number is still going to be negative. And 5 to the power of 3 is 125. So this would be negative 125 minus negative 5 squared is 25. And negative 125 minus 25, well, that's negative 150. and that is not equal to 100, so this is rejected. And 5 is our only correct answer.